Looks like we're live.
Looks like we are live. Awesome. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Blind Spot, where we talk with blind athletes reaching excellence, brought to you, as always, by the United States Association of Blind Athletes. Whew, guys, we are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 25, 30, 35. We are like 53 days away from opening ceremonies at the Paralympic Games.
Oh, wow.
That is, it is coming up, you guys. So exciting. So pumped because we are right in the middle of our, 100 Days to Tokyo campaign here at USABA. We just closed out the applications for a blind soccer camp that we're going to be running at the end of August during the opening days of the Paralympics. And oh my gosh, guys, so much stuff going on here at USABA. But we could talk about that some other time. If you guys, as always, want to find out and keep up to date with what we're doing here at the United States Association of Blind Athletes, check out the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. Go sign up for the newsletter online. My wonderful producer, Bill Kellick, will drop a link to that in the comments below so we can make that easier for you. But without further ado, I am so excited. Guys, we're doing this just about every week leading up to the opening ceremonies of the Paralympic Games. We are talking with blind athletes that are, truly have reached excellence and are continuing to reach excellence. And I am really excited to be bringing you yet another member of our recently named 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Goalball team. We are very excited to bring in Mr. Zach Buhler. Buhler.
I love it.
Hey, there he is.
Love it.
He responded, unlike Ferris.
Right. Can't take a day off leading up to Tokyo. So.
No, sir. No, sir. There are no days off for Mr. Zach Buhler. But hey, Zach, welcome to the Blind Spot, man. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day and busy schedule to have a little chat with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to, go on this journey and, just train hard and work hard every day. So it's been a fun experience so far. So can't wait for it. It's crazy that it's 53 days away.
Yeah, I know. I literally just counted the days up before we got on here, and it was. I was like, oh my gosh, it's wild.
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, man, it seems like just yesterday we were like, 100 days out, and now we're so close. But
right, exactly.
But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and let's just dive right in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, what is your eye condition? Tell us what you can and can't see, and just tell us a little bit about Zach.
Yeah, for sure. So my eye condition that I have is called Stickler syndrome. Pretty much what it does, it just kind of breaks down all the connective tissue in your body. So I started with torn and detached retinas back when I was 12. Is kind of when I found out all about it. And then from there, found out that with sticklers, it also affects my joints in my body as well. So I also have I had juvenile arthritis, which has gone into rheumatoid arthritis now. And then just kind of from there with my eyes, just surgeries and all this stuff kind of led to different issues here and there. And just eventually went to the vision that I have now, which is really nothing in my left eye. And my right eye is about 20/800. And then I just have a really small tunnel. So it's kind of like looking through a straw through my right eye. I have pretty decent up close vision. But once it gets, past maybe 3-4 inches from my face, it gets pretty blurry. But, for the longest time I didn't use a cane, which wasn't smart, but I've only been using a cane for about probably 4 or 5 years now, and I probably should have for the past 10. So
Hindsight is 2020, man.
Right, exactly. So normally, like, I don't even, a lot of people think I've been accused of, being fake blind a lot, just because I don't necessarily look blind, but
Yep.
what does exactly looking blind look like is what,
Right.
like, I kind of come back with. But so most people, I've been accused of faking it before, but after I run into a wall, that it's pretty clear that I'm not faking it. So
Absolutely.
that pretty much kind of solves all that. So yeah, that's just a little about my vision.
Yeah.
It's progressively kind of getting worse, but it is what it is. So
for sure. But man, so you're just bringing up bringing up some questions in my mind. So so you got this, you got sticklers, and as you say, it messes with the connective tissue all throughout your body. You're dealing with arthritis, juvenile arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, all this stuff. And like, as a kid, were you pretty active? Were you into sports, or
oh yeah,
or like, I mean, let's, we could play on words. I mean, were you a stickler for not getting injured? Like, like what
yeah,
is
like it was,
talk to me about like growing up, like dealing with that.
Definitely. So honestly, ever since I can remember, by like the age of 2, I started playing baseball and basketball. I started playing soccer at 4. Didn't play soccer for very long. Started playing football at like 5, and then it was with football, basketball, and baseball, just those 3. I was just constantly busy. I was on travel teams and kind of like AAU teams and all this stuff, just all growing up, and really, really enjoyed athletics, and was something I had a huge passion for and wanted to pursue for a very long time, as long as I possibly could. Wanted to try to go some sort of professional, whether that was, semi-pro, anything I would have taken the opportunity to do and just run with. And so after, I lost my vision when I was 12, I just started having to drop sports. Wasn't able to do football because of contact and stuff. Like, I could still see pretty decently after I first lost my vision, but with like injuries and all that, getting hit in the head, that the doctors were worried about, it was really just not able to do much except for track, and I am not a huge runner, so it wasn't something I was really passionate about and wanted to pursue. And so just really the first year of after my surgery, it was really just relaxing. Had to lay on my face for months at a time and not really being able to be active, and it was eating at me. And my parents wanted me to get the most vision I could, so they were pretty strict about it, and all this, like taking drops and making sure I'm not doing anything. And then finally by high school, they could just kind of see it was just eating away at me, so they let me play basketball. I wasn't probably my best decision in the world. I wasn't the greatest player when you can't see the ball, but it was something I enjoyed. I played with my best friends, and just something I kind of got that passion and spark back a little bit, and it was something I really enjoyed and could strive for. And then once I graduated high school, there was just really nothing. Went off to college, tried to play rugby. Mistake for a blind dude. Huge mistake.
That's a bit of a rough sport.
Yeah, it wasn't probably my smartest moment, but just college really wasn't doing it for me. And then I found goalball and just fell in love, and went to go every Wednesday night, was going up to Turnstone when I could, and going up to watch these guys play on the weekends while they were training for Rio. And then eventually, getting invited to come practice with them just to be a body. And just so they can have 6 and have these, world-class athletes who won a silver medal in Rio throw at me when I haven't even really been playing at 4 months. It was pretty intimidating and pretty humbling at the same time, because when I first was, watching the sport and playing the sport, I was pretty decent with, some of my peers who had maybe been playing as long as I have, or just because, I knew sports. But then hopping on the court with like these USA guys, and some of these guys have been playing longer, it's just, I got absolutely destroyed every single day, day in, day out. It's like, how many goals is Zach going to give up today?
So let's rewind and talk a little bit about that. So you're new to goalball. Let's be real. Like you're pretty new. I think you only learned about the sport or started playing it, just before Rio, like, so 5-6 years ago. So how did you find the sport of goalball, and like, tell us that, progression a little bit.
So it honestly was almost by coincidence. Like, my mom was out Christmas shopping one time and was talking to one of the owners of the stores who was about to close her store, and started talking about how their sons were blind, and started talking about Turnstone and how the USA men's team was training there, and all this stuff, and that they had Wednesday night goalball programs. So, the next, I think that was on a Monday, that Wednesday, I was up there, 30 minutes, an hour early, just to kind of check it out. Never seen it before, never even heard of it before. Was like on the court, like looking at the goals and stuff, like didn't know you had to be blindfolded, like picked up the ball, and I was like just kind of tossing it, and like I was like, man, if this is for blind, this is going to be really easy. I was throwing it like a baseball, just overhand, just this, I can throw this goal to goal, like this is not going to be hard at all. And then, when Daryl Walker walked in, and he was kind of leading the group and going through dives, teaching me techniques and stuff. And, I was like, man, this is something that I think I could really do and really enjoy, and just kind of dove in head over heels for that. And had my very first tournament like a month later, and went to Michigan and lost every single game in that regional tournament. I think we got mercied like 2 out of the 4 games.
Wow.
Yeah. And then at nationals that year, we also didn't win a game and got mercied 2 out of our 4 games. So it was a very rough year, but it was, playing with Team USA and really training with Team USA and just being around that atmosphere, I think really helped me out in progressing my game the way it did. Just learning from these guys who, some of them at the time had been playing goalball since, I was like 3, starting in 2000. So it was like learning from these guys that have been playing for so long against international teams, and because it's a totally different game domestically and internationally. Like, I learned that going to Lithuania, like, and just talking to them and getting information with them and sharing information that, I know that I feel like I can also be beneficial. So it's just been a really cool progression as these, last 5 years have come about, just being in Fort Wayne for, couple years on end, in 2017, 2018, and just being so close to making these world's teams and Pan American teams and like IBSA qualifier teams, but just falling short, and then just coming back around after the pandemic and being able to push and make it. It's been kind of like a dream. Like, I'm waiting to wake up, but
I hear you, man. I hear you. So, I mean, let's talk about that. So so we were talking, for a couple of minutes before we went live here, and you were telling me that Lithuania, you guys won that tournament just, a little more than about a month ago or so. And that was only your second major international tournament. And then and then, just a couple of weeks ago now, like, I mean, 3 weeks ago, you're named to the team that's going to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like, what's going through your mind, dude?
Honestly, like, just when I got into Fort Wayne, like in mid-April, my goal was to, make the squad to go to Lithuania. And then from there, like, my goal in Lithuania was just to try to play my best, and whatever happens, happens. Like,
yep.
And so, from the time from Lithuania to, when the team got announced, my heart was just racing every day, like couldn't sleep, was so anxious, was just off the wall. Like, everyone I was training with, like at Turnstone and in Fort Wayne, was like, Zach, are you okay? Like, you're really energetic. Yeah. You're really hyper. And I'm like, I was just so nervous. And and as soon as it got announced, like when I got the phone call from the coaches, I just kind of just collapsed. It was like, just took a deep breath, and like, they're like, you okay? And I was like, I'm just so relieved. And just, it was such a weight off my shoulders that it was like, man, I did it. Yeah, exactly. Like,
step one.
Exactly. Like, that was kind of step one, and just kind of pushing forward from there. Like, I got a lot of things I need to work on, and that I am continuing to work on, and will up until, the gold medal match. Until after that, then I'll take a break. But, it was like definitely Lithuania was like kind of like a test. Like, my very first international tournament did not go very well.
No,
I did not play well.
Where and when was that? Where and when was your first international tournament?
Yeah, back in 2017, we went to Malmo, Sweden, and then we went to the same Lithuania tournament actually after that. And so it actually started off really well. My very first start, and the very first ball I threw, I scored internationally. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to be really good. And then I just got wrecked the rest of the week. And so, going into this one, I was like, teams I've never, ever played before, never played Lithuania before. And my goal was just to, play my best and try to strive for that win, and just see where I stack up, was mainly what it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've now experienced, you experienced those couple of, that tournament back in 2017, where like it starts out hot, and for lack of a better term, you almost kind of fall on your face, and what some people would see is like you kind of failed throughout the rest of that tournament, and then you struggle to make a major international starting lineup for the next 3 or 4 years. How did you deal with that? That, like I said, for lack of a better term, what a lot of people would see as a failure. How did you keep bouncing back and fighting through, knowing that, look, I just got to get better? Like, how did you deal with that? And what's your process for overcoming challenges?
Yeah, for sure. It honestly just came down to the love of the game, for one. I think that's the biggest thing. Was I just love playing the game so much, no matter if I'm on the team, if I'm helping the team. Like, my goal was to never make a team. My goal was to make the team better. As just, whether that's, I'm on the team or I'm off the team as an alternate, or not even an alternate, just someone, they're like, hey, I need you to come throw at these guys and just be a body. And I think, me starting out that way, I think definitely helped. And, just pushing forward and knowing, like, taking things at every tournament that you have, that you realize are your mistakes, and then just really working on those and focusing on those. Like, what are your biggest things? And, you know, every year it's been something different that I have. Like, I'll fix one problem that I've been working on for that year. And then I'll, you know, have another one. And it's just, as it's gone on, like, it becomes very small changes. But it's those small changes that I think really can, if you focus on them and really are aggressive towards them and working on them, that can give you that edge. And ultimately, if, you know, we have 6 guys that are doing that, then, you know, we're going to be on the podium. And I think that's what, you know, the coaches saw, and the 6 guys that they picked was our willingness to work hard. And that's, you know, that's one thing that I always wanted to strive for, was I want to be labeled as the hardest working, you know, not just goalball player, but Paralympic athlete that anyone who's watching the game is seeing. Like, that is my goal, whether it's they're watching track, whether they're watching, if they flip on goalball, I want them to look at me and be like, wow, that guy, you know, works hard, and he's got what it takes. So that kind of what pushes me to, you know, just keep getting better and better. And just
for sure
and I think the most critical person on me is probably myself, which can be a fault at times, but I think has gotten to me where I am now. So,
well, I mean, dude, from barely knowing about the sport 5-6 years ago to, I mean, to having the least amount, I mean, pretty much, I mean, you're the rookie, man. You're the rookie. I mean, like, the other boys, they could just be like, hey, rookie, go get me my coffee. But,
pretty much.
Hey, you're out there, you're grinding with them. And look, I think there's a mad respect for, you know, just in talking to all of our goalball athletes, there's a mad respect among all of you guys. And that's awesome to see. But something that really stuck out to me that in what you were just saying was that, look, you know, how you overcome, you know, failure or challenges or something is look, you got to start by loving the game, loving the sport, loving what you do. Exactly. And that is, dude, I love hearing that. And I actually kind of want to switch gears just a little bit, because you got a pretty unique family connection to goalball.
Yeah.
So so you had some pretty big stuff happen in the last year. Apart from being named to the Tokyo squad. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened last year, and then let's tie in how goalball kind of relates to the family.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year, in the middle of the pandemic in August, my wife Bailey and I got married, which was a crazy time during the pandemic for sure. Pretty stressful, but it all worked out. I believe she was pretty happy, so I think that's all that matters. And crazy part about it is kind of when her and I first started talking, like I was explaining goalball to her and all this, and she's like, yeah, I know what that is. And I go, oh, okay, most people do not have a clue what goalball is, if you're usually not blind yourself. And she goes, yeah, my parents played in the Paralympics. And I go, oh, okay. So yeah, my father-in-law and mother-in-law both won medals back in '88. My mother-in-law won one for track in '84 and one for goalball in '84, and then they both brought home a medal in '88. So
wow,
I got some pretty big shoes to fill, and some critiquers back home that I get calls from after every tournament. But
I love it.
It's always it's been really cool because had, hours of conversation with her mom and, her dad, just about the sport and just about how it's changed. And it's very rare to find, someone who's, followed the game all these years and also played it, back in its heyday when it was a lot different. Just the, compare the differences between the game now and then, and just to kind of go over it. It's always really cool to kind of talk about that. And it was definitely cool to see their medals too. That was definitely a pretty sweet motivator. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, where do you currently, I know you said you grew up outside of Fort Wayne. You lived at Turnstone, lived at the training site for a little bit. You kind of bounce back and forth between the training site and where you are now, but go ahead and tell our audience where do you currently live and train, and what is your weekly or monthly, daily training schedule like?
Yeah, so right now we're in Clarksville, Tennessee. Bailey's in the Army here, so stationed at Fort Campbell, and so usually when I'm not, kind of bouncing back and forth from Fort Wayne to here and, getting ready for Tokyo, like normally it's, wake up on a Monday, go work out. Then I have a part-time job with the Boys and Girls Club that I go to every day of the week. And then Tuesdays, pretty much the same thing, just a little different of a workout. I actually don't go to my personal trainer on a Tuesday. I just kind of work out on my own, do some cardio. Wednesday, same thing as Monday, and Friday is the same thing as. So I'm working with a trainer 3 days a week, and then kind of working out at home 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then work every day of the week, and then weekends I try to take off and relax a little bit. All right. But yeah, it's a pretty packed schedule, and as my wife would tell you when she comes home at night and I'm just sprawled out on the couch, I'm not the most enjoyable person to be around, but hopefully it all pays off in the end.
For sure. So I mean Clarksville, Tennessee, I mean, is there a goalball presence there, or how do you get your goalball skills training in a little bit?
Yeah, so there is actually, so we're about 45 minutes from Nashville. So like the school for the blind and stuff is in Nashville. I usually just I'll bring a ball home with me and just kind of throw in the garage or anything like that. If I have a goal ball available, I also will throw a medicine ball sometimes just to make sure, I can, have that motion down of throwing and keep that up. And then for defense, with the pandemic, it's been pretty hard to, actually get in the goal ball and get 6 people on the court to go ahead and play each other. But just kind of here at home, I'll just practice diving out, just making sure form is solid, and just really focusing on the things I need to focus on, diving out, making sure my arms are extended, I'm rigid. So, and then most of my goal ball skill has just been coming, going to Fort Wayne for a couple months, and then, coming home for a couple weeks and then going back for a couple months. So it's really just at this point about getting kind of reps on the court, and, really the only place to do that consistently anywhere in the country right now is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So
it's awesome.
It's pretty sweet that we have, Turnstone and USABA, helping us out, supporting us and in everything that we do with the houses and all that. So it's really, really helpful just to be able to walk across the gym and be able to, throw whenever you want.
That's awesome.
Go ahead and dive out on the court whenever you want. So
good stuff, man. Good stuff. Oh man. So let's talk about just, we've all got, those people or those influencers, those influences in our sporting life or just our life in general. Who would you say has kind of helped you along the way in your goalball journey, or in just your life journey? Like who kind of been a couple of the people that you've really looked up to, and have kind of shown you the way, and taught you a lot?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for starters, Daryl Walker definitely kind of just showed me the ropes and showed me what goalball was, and he definitely has a huge passion for the game that
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed. And he's kind of been there and since kind of the beginning. Like, he was the first one to see me on the court, and he was
Yeah.
the first one that I really embraced after I found out. Like, he walked up to me, and I just had this big smile on my face, walking into practice. He's like, "What's up, bro?" And I was like, I just kind of like, it wasn't really, public knowledge yet. So I just like hugged him, and I was like, "I made it." And he's like, "Dude, I know." And it was just it was a really cool moment. And, a couple other guys on the team that really, really helped out. And just at the beginning, they aren't really involved in the team anymore, but just helping me, grow, talk about, mental game and all that different type of stuff. Matt Simpson definitely was a big player in that as well. Even Tyler, like pretty much everyone on the team now has been, I've known from the beginning. And I played with John Kusku for a year, and playing with him really helped me know what high level goalball was. Callahan was a young dude that I really got along with, and we really connected well. And
awesome.
Just really honored to be with them all, especially in life. It was definitely probably my mom and my grandma. As of the past couple of years now, like my wife as well, has been super supportive. Like it takes a lot for her to let me go to Fort Wayne for months at a time and be gone.
My goodness, that's got to be. I mean, you got a wife that's in the military, so you guys are moving around. You're you're now a Paralympic athlete, busting your butt train. I mean, my goodness. That's gotta take some patience.
Yeah, like it was kind of crazy. Like I didn't even really realize how. I was talking to one of my like buddies, and right before I came home like last week, and they're like, "How long has it been since you've been home?" And I was like, 2 months. And they go, "Oh," I go, "Yeah, it's been a while."
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
So definitely, those three in my life, and definitely, have just been huge supports, huge, pillars just in my character and who I am now.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Well, Bill, I know we've got some I know the audience has been tuning in and listening, and we definitely got a few questions out there for Zach. So let's dive in, answer a few fan questions. Zach, you've already got a fan club. So
oh boy.
what do we got in the comments section?
Yeah, Danny wants to know what other sports you played since losing your sight.
So in total, after I lost my sight, like I played basketball in high school. I did a little bit of rugby, and then after I found goalball, I actually also found beep baseball. So I actually play for the Indy Thunder. And we've won the World Series the past 4 years in a row. We'll see how this year goes. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it this year with Tokyo and everything. But shout out to the Indy Thunder.
Man, we're gonna have to. I might have to get you back on during beat baseball season at some point.
Yeah,
once, because man, that's an adventure and sport in and of itself, man.
For sure.
But yeah, what else we got?
Yeah, Dan wants to know with the postponement of the Tokyo Games, how have you been able to use your time to improve or perfect your play?
Yeah, so honestly, since it was postponed, really actually came in very handy for me because during like quarantine and all that back in like beginning of May of last year, um, I was gyms were closed, so I just decided to start running. So I was doing like 5 to 10 miles a day. And I ended up tearing my meniscus in my knee. So I actually didn't end up having surgery till October. So with Tokyo being postponed, I would not have been able to play whatsoever in 2020. I was pretty much for those 7 months up until probably like the end of December. I was pretty much completely out. Started kind of working out again and rehabbing at the beginning of December, but I was in no way, shape, or form ready to go to any type of games by the time they would have happened. So,
For sure.
kind of a blessing in disguise. I don't exactly want to call the pandemic a blessing, but
For
definitely,
sure.
definitely kind of worked a little bit in my favor.
Absolutely.
All right, and the last question in the comments is from Danny. He wants to know, other than the competition, what are you looking forward to in Tokyo?
Oh man. To see exactly what all they got. Honestly, like just to see what kind of Tokyo has to offer, see what the Paralympic experience has to offer, because some of these guys that have been there have been talking about it like, oh, it's going to be awesome, like you got to just you it's there's no words we can put on it. So since there's no words, like I'm just excited about that, just being there and being able to experience everything that happens in the Paralympics and Olympics. And they're all like, with COVID it's going to be different, but I really don't even care. Like it's going to be so much fun and such an experience that I'm ready to go today.
At the end of the day, man, it's still the Paralympics. It's still the
Exactly.
Paralympics.
Exactly.
Actually,
Bubble
Kyle,
or not.
yeah, Kyle, we actually have two more questions just popped in.
Look at that. Look at
Yeah,
that.
one from teammate Daryl Walker wants to know what your favorite part is about goalball.
Oh boy, Debo. All right. Just the competitiveness and the ability to compete at such a high level in a sport that I can do. That was always my dream, was to compete at whatever sport it was, the highest level, and goalball really gave me that opportunity to do that. And so I think just in general, like I'm so grateful for this game and this sport and being able to play it and be introduced to it.
All right, and the final question comes from a two-time goalball medalist, gold medalist in '84 and a silver medalist in '88. I think you can
Oh
figure
boy.
out who I'm talking about, someone who you're related to.
Oh boy.
They want to know, having seen some of the competition in Lithuania recently, what kind of confidence do you and the rest of the team have going into Tokyo? And are you medal favorites?
So
no pressure, Zach.
Right. So it was kind of crazy at this past training camp. Coach Young and I were kind of talking about it, and with the guys that I think we have and the mentality that we have and the intense practices that we're doing and the work drive and that we're all just really striving towards and making these very, very small changes to our cardio, to our form, to our strategy, whatever we have. I think we have a very, very good shot at medaling, at least being on the podium. And then I think if we do absolutely everything that we're supposed to do and we do it, we do it perfect, I think we're going to bring home a gold. in terms of standings, I don't think the world sees us that way, which I am so glad for, because I think the men and also the women's team are going to be punching some people in the face that aren't expected to get hit. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I think everyone's really, really getting hungry and really eager. So I'm ready to go, to say the least.
I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, one of the things, look, man, I haven't been to a Paralympics, but I've been competing at an elite level in sport for a bit now, and you, like, I can tell you this: you got you and the rest of the goalball team. You guys are bringing the right attitude.
Yeah.
It's control what you can control, and look, hey, that the rest of the world, watch out. Team USA is a coming. I can tell you that for sure. I love it, man.
We're ready to go.
I love it. I love it. All right, Zach, let's go ahead and do it. Just a few quick hitters. Let's do some lightning round questions. Just a few fun questions. First and foremost, what's your goalball number?
5.
5. All right.
Yeah.
Love it. Lucky number 5.
Yep.
All right. Are you a sleep in, or are you a get up early or stay up late kind of guy?
I am definitely a stay up late kind of guy.
Oh, you party animal, you.
So you're mainly sitting on the couch watching sports at midnight, but
I was gonna say, so you're the reason why goalball practices is at noon, right? I'm just
exactly.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, it depends what it is. That's the tough part. Yeah. That if it's ice cream, I gotta go vanilla. If it's a shake, I think I gotta go chocolate. Or like a frosty, I gotta go chocolate.
That's an interesting combo. Okay, because they're both ice cream, but that scooped ice cream or that that
exactly.
All right, interesting. All right. What's your favorite type of music, or do you have a favorite band that you listen to?
I mean, I like rap. I like metal. I like rock. Pretty much anything except for country. But I even listen to like early 2000s country. So,
interesting.
Yeah, just kind of whatever kind of perks my ear. Like I'll be like, oh, I like that. So,
all right.
Just kind of whatever, honestly.
You're just I could see your fingers crossed. I mean, I can't see a darn thing, but I know your fingers are crossed behind your back, being like, please, no one from Nashville be watching this.
Right. Right. Exactly. It's not a far drive from Nashville, so I might get a knock on the door here soon.
Just messing with you, bro. Just messing with you. Oh man. Plain or sparkling water?
Plain.
Plain water. Okay.
I love me some from the hose tap water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
Oh, dogs all the way.
Dogs all the way. Dogs rule, man. Dogs rule. That's for sure.
Totally agree.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh man. So many questions I got. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you take it?
All just black. Yeah.
Another
part of my morning
black
routine
coffee,
is I'll drink a whole pot of coffee in the morning, which
don't tell my
nutrition, like our dietitian, it might not be the best thing for me, but I feel like an old man when I'm just sitting here sipping my black coffee every morning, like drinking the whole pot. But I mean, I guess it is.
Nah, dude, man, I'll have to shoot you a little YouTube clip that I came across a few years back that talks about black coffee. So it's because I love just drinking a straight old cup of black coffee too, man.
Right?
So
There's nothing better.
I love it, dude. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, man. Well, just a couple other things here. I do want to give you just the opportunity to give any special, shout outs or, shout outs to just some, major supporters of yours over the years, whether that be, major, family members or sponsors or anything. I just want to give you that opportunity right now. Just, give a few just special shout outs. So take it away, man.
For sure. Well, first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to the Boys and Girls Club in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. They've been a huge support. They've actually, kept me employed while I'm training, which is, super cool. And, my job's there when I get back, and just been super supportive. Like all the kids have, they wrote me a big poster and gave me a picture with all the kids and stuff like that. So they've been a huge support. Also, my gym Train 360, my trainer, Kenny, couldn't do it without him. Helped me through, these first, 4 or 5 months getting through with my knee and everything like that.
Yep.
Really got me ready to go. Got to give a shout out to Turnstone and USABA. Like, you guys are working beyond, over the top for us. And I would, if it wasn't for Turnstone and, the residency program starting way back in 2015, like I still might not know about goalball. So huge shout out to all of you guys and everybody there. And Debo, got to give a shout out to you, brother. Always been there, always he might be my biggest hype man on Team USA.
Love it.
Always pulling for me. And just, my wife, huge support, huge shout out, because couldn't do it without someone here, keeping me tied down and being here for me. So my parents too, driving me to all kinds of tournaments, and my grandma always, driving me back and forth from Fort Wayne and giving me a chance to escape at home. So everybody, that's kind of it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I always I like to ask this of all my guests, and it's one final question. And it's how do you, Zach Buhler, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh man, I just want to be remembered as the hardest working athlete that really anyone's ever met. Whether that's, in any sport, I want to never be looked at. I never want my work ethic to be in question. I guess is what I want to be remembered for. I want to be known for someone that always works hard and never gives up and always fights, and till I can't fight anymore, pretty much. And just someone who strives for greatness and excellence.
Love it, dude. Love it. All right, Zach. I mean, dude, it's been real fun having you on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
How can we follow your journey? So give our viewers a way they can either follow you on social media, or what's the best way to keep in touch with you and make sure that your fan club now that you've got so that they can keep track of you on your journey, number one to Tokyo and beyond, because this is just the beginning, man.
Yeah, for sure. Always, I'm on Facebook, also on Instagram. If you look me up on Instagram, it's just Blind Guy 24.
Blind Guy 24, huh?
Yep.
I love it.
Once this next push, I'll really be kind of showing what we do every day, and you're just leading up and showing a lot of stuff from Tokyo. USA men's goalball as well, and following USABA too. We post a lot of stuff on Instagram and Facebook with USA men's goalball and women's goalball too as well.
Awesome.
And so I think those are a couple avenues that would be sweet to
Awesome.
check out because we're doing stuff all the time. So
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right, everyone, go to Instagram. Give my man Zach Buhler a follow at Blind Guy 24. I mean, he has a blind guy 24/7, you know, so it makes sense to me.
exactly.
And then also, Ed, as always, guys, give that USA men's goalball team a follow on Facebook and Instagram. The women's goalball team as well. We plan on having a few of those lovely ladies on the show coming up. But Zach, once again, man, it's been a blast having you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's been so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right, you guys, we are wrapping it up now. As always, keep an eye on the Facebook page, keep an eye on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Go sign up for the newsletter, usaba.org. And if you guys want to find out a little bit more about our 100 Days to Tokyo campaign that we're right in the middle of, head over to usaba.donordrive.com. Guys, we got so much stuff going on, leading up to the Paralympics. As always, just keep an eye on the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Sign up for the newsletter. We've got our 45 for 45 series, continuing to be pushed out because, guys, this is our 45th anniversary of USABA. So just, guys, there's too much to keep track of for me. I mean, let alone. So as always, you guys, thank you every single person for tuning in to the Blind Spot. We'll be back next week. We'll be letting you know who we've got and what time and what day. So we'll be back next week with another blind athlete that is reaching excellence. But our guest today has been Mr. Zach Buhler. Unlike Ferris, he doesn't take days off, even though he is the rookie on the men's goalball team. Zach, a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. No, thank you guys. It's been
USABA, USABA fans, friends, family. Take it easy. We'll see you soon.